Yeah, so through my ordeal with waiting, that's sort of the topic of the day, the waiting room, which we can all relate to. I think at least half of what we do in life, or probably more, it's mostly waiting for the next step, waiting for the next direction, waiting for um, the next thing to come along. It's all about waiting. And it's all about what we do with that waiting time. So we can spend it in different ways. We can spend it in uh, a way of stress, which I've done a lot through my process, or we can spend it in peacefully waiting for the next step, the next direction from spirit. Um, so I was supposed to have moved September 24th, and, a lot of things got in the way, property lines that weren't recorded properly. So we finally got all that straightened out, got a new plat done, and I should be leaving Wednesday or Thursday for Kentucky. And I really don't have to know where I'm going or what's going to happen. I really do trust that it will be revealed when I get there. But I had been journaling all this time and writing down my concerns, my stresses, my fears, my need to for everything to unfold the way I pictured it. And then I've been writing what has blessed me in that I've had to stay for an extra almost 3 weeks now. Um, and all the things that unfolded for me, the miracles, the blessings, the opportunities that would not have happened for me if I had left in September. So I wrote a few of them down. I was able to visit with some friends that I really regretted not being able to have done. All that got done. I got some items to some people that I wasn't going to have time to get to. I had the miracle at the grocery store, which I think I told that last week about paying for the woman's grapes. I was able to meet the buyer again, and I just so pleased that that was able to happen. He's a beautiful spirit and a musician and a carpenter and a gardener, all the things that Brian was as far as those gifts are concerned. So that feels so good to have really connected with him. And we plan on visiting when I come back to Virginia from time to time. I was able to experience the fall, the change of leaves that I've always treasured around this area and around my house. Some of the maples have already gotten, beautiful color on them. And I'm so happy that I will be leaving next week, which the mountains will be filled with, it'll be peaking at that time. So I'm just so grateful that everything has worked out the way it was supposed to. And regardless of my initial disappointment in thinking I was a victim or whatever. And that's it can't be, but, and we know this, we all know everything I'm talking about here, but as the Daily Word expressed, sometimes we forget. And most of the time, the ego does speak first. That part of us that, thinks that, as Brian always said, my plan sucks, God's works. So my plan is according to my limited vision, my limited knowing of what's best for me. The Course says, how can I know what's best for anyone when I don't know what's best for me? I really don't. And there are no accidents, another quote from the Course. There is no accident that the house thing fell through. I was watching Joel Osteen this past Sunday last week, and I don't tune into him a lot anymore, but we used to a lot. But his message was on waiting and the blessing that comes from waiting, waiting upon God and the waiting room. And all of these times of waiting, and like say, the way we can experience them, and looking back, we see all the blessings that are in that time of waiting. And it's that time of in between things happening that is the present moment, if we choose for it to be. If we get out of the past and the future in that time of waiting and just come into what must be happening in the ethers for us in that time of waiting. I liken it sort of to when there's a thunderstorm and you see the lightning and the thunder, but what's already happened, you didn't hear or see. And that was the electricity. And that's, there's things happening before we see the manifestation of it. It's already happened. So wherever I'm going to end up has already happened. I'm just going to get there and experience the manifestation of it. And that process works much better, more beautifully, when we stay in that present moment, in the waiting, in the time of waiting. I remember being in the waiting room a lot when Brian was in the hospital over and over, especially at the last. All the people that came in, that, me waiting there, waiting to hear the news of this surgery or that process, and all of the people that came in the room that were also experiencing waiting, and just a silent kind of energy, a silent kind of love and appreciation for one another, for what we were going through, and the love experience from the doctors and the nurses, all of that. So many blessings, so much beauty happening in the waiting room. And so that place where we rest in God. And these are a few quotes from the course that I sort of put to music. And it's from the section of I Rest in God. And these are some of the verses from that. And maybe we can just come in and sort of just rest within for a moment. Let's sort of look upon, before we come into silence, let's just sort of look upon the times. Maybe you're in waiting right now. We're waiting for this virus to be over. We're waiting for the election. We're waiting for all these decisions, that are being made. So this is our golden opportunity to come in to the waiting room in a sense of peace and communion, and waiting upon God in our hearts and our minds. Above all else, let's wait upon the peace of God that can fill us in this moment and every moment, no matter what seems to be going on out there. I rest in God. I rest in God. Peace to my mind. Let all my thoughts be still. Peace to my mind. Let all my thoughts be still. I feel the love of God within me now. I feel the love of God within me now. I rest in God. I rest in God. Your peace is with me, Father, I am safe. Your peace is with me, Father, I am safe. Your peace is shining in me now. Your peace is shining in me now. I rest in God. I rest in God. My heart is beating in the love of God. My heart is beating in the love of God. Peace be to me, the holy child of God. Peace be to me, the holy child of God. I rest in God. I rest in God. I rest in God. I rest in God. So I'm happy to be in the waiting room, waiting upon God, open and ready to receive what awaits me in the waiting room. And all the weight of the world is lifted from me in the waiting room. I build my spiritual muscles in the wait room. I wait patiently in the waiting room. Come into your closet and wait upon God. The waiting room. All else is what it is. There's love and peace and expansion and unlimited expression in the waiting room. Eternal communion with God in the waiting room. Energy, love, the breath of heaven in the waiting room. The breath of heaven breathes me in the waiting room. The angels assist me in the waiting room. All that happens is in the waiting room. I rest in God. I rest in God. The amazing grace that pours upon me, through me, out from me in the waiting room. All the gifts that are given me in the waiting room. I rest in God. I rest in God. I know that all is being arranged for me as I wait in the waiting room. I need only be patient. I know that Holy Spirit knows what is best for me as I wait. As I wait for the manifestation of God's purpose for me in my life. I rest in God. Through politics, through wars, I rest in God. Through goals that fall through and things that don't work out, I rest in God, knowing there's no accidents. Everything has a reason, a purpose. I rest in God through through it all. Through the destruction, through death, through birth, I rest in God. The past, the future, I rest in God. I rest in God. God will do the rest. God will do the rest when I rest in God. Rest in peace is not for the tombstone. It's now. I rest in peace within the waiting room, within my heart and mind. I am safe. I am safe. So safe. Safe at home, within. Home in the heart of God. Home, sweet home, in the heart of God. I am at peace, sweet peace, in the heart of God. Home in the heart of God. Home, sweet home, in the heart of God. I am home, sweet home, in the heart, God's heart. Home in the heart of God. Home, sweet home, in the heart of God. So it's not about what am I going to do in this situation? What am I going to do? What am I supposed to do with this? No, it's what would you have me do? What would you have me do, God, in the midst of this situation? What would you have me think in this time of waiting? How would you direct me with this person through this thing? What would you have me heal from? How would you have me see this? Not how should I see this? What would you have me see? What would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What miracles would you have me perform? What can be extended from me, through you to the world? I am your servant, your instrument of peace and healing and joy. That is my purpose here. And I'll go where you'll have me go. I'll do what you would have me do. I'll be forever in love with you. I am one with you. I'll touch who you would have me touch. I'll see what you would have me see. I'll be forever in love with you. give what you would have me give. I'll feed who you would have me feed. I'll be forever in love with you. And I'll learn what you would have me learn. And I'll teach what you would have me teach. And I'll be forever in love with you. Forever in love with you. Forever in love with you. I'll wait here with you, God. I wait patiently upon you. I wait patiently upon your direction for me. Not what I would do. What would you have me do? What would you have me think? I wait patiently. Alleluia. 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 Everyone sing with me. Alleluia. Alleluia.